It started as a moment no one was meant to see beyond a few blurred seconds on a phone screen. No studio lights, no script, no warning. Just an ordinary American street on an ordinary day, where life was moving the way it always had, fast, distracted, confident that tomorrow would arrive unchanged. A woman stood on the sidewalk holding her phone with shaking hands. Around her, traffic slowed. People turned their heads. Someone shouted in the distance. The video began mid-action, as most viral moments do, already unfolding before anyone could fully understand it. A uniformed figure, a raised voice, a single decision made in seconds. What happened next would travel farther than anyone there could imagine. Within minutes, the clip was shared. Within hours, it was everywhere. At first, people argued over what they were seeing. Some watched with anger, others with disbelief. Everyone watched more than once. News outlets replayed the footage endlessly, freezing frames, drawing circles, analyzing gestures as if meaning could be captured in pixels. Social media split into camps overnight. Timelines filled with rage, grief, defense, denial, and questions that had no simple answers. What made the moment powerful wasn't just what happened, it was what it represented. For years, America had been carrying unresolved tension like a fault line beneath its surface. Economic pressure, cultural division, mistrust of institutions, and a growing sense that the rules were not the same for everyone. The viral video didn't create these feelings. It exposed them. In one version of America, the moment was proof of a broken system. In another, it was misunderstood, taken out of context, unfairly judged. Families argued at dinner tables. Friends unfollowed each other online. Co-workers avoided certain conversations at work. The nation didn't just react, it fractured. Protests erupted in cities large and small. Some were peaceful, filled with candles, prayers, and quiet determination. Others burned with fury, fueled by years of feeling unheard. Storefronts shattered, sirens echoed through nights that felt longer than usual. The same streets that once hosted parades and celebrations became battlegrounds of belief. Politicians spoke carefully, choosing words like stepping stones across a river. Some condemned, some defended, some waited to see which way public opinion would lean before taking a stand. Trust, already fragile, grew thinner. Meanwhile, the people closest to the moment faded into the background. The woman who recorded the video stopped leaving her house. Strangers recognized her face and filled her inbox with praise and threats in equal measure. She hadn't intended to start a movement. She had simply pressed record because something felt wrong. The families connected to the incident retreated into silence. Their grief was dissected by commentators who had never met them. Their pain became a symbol, a talking point, a headline. America watched, but rarely listened. As days turned into weeks, the video remained unavoidable. It played on phones in grocery store lines, on televisions in airport terminals, in classrooms where teachers struggled to explain what it all meant. Children asked questions adults couldn't answer honestly without exposing their own confusion. What does justice look like? Who decides the truth? Why does the same moment feel so different to different people? In small towns far from where it happened, conversations changed. People who had never protested before stood holding signs. Others countered them across the street. Church leaders preached unity. Activists demanded accountability. Police departments revised policies. Corporations changed logos and issued statements. Everyone felt compelled to respond, even when they didn't fully understand what they were responding to. The viral moment became more than an event. It became a mirror. America saw itself not as it wanted to be seen, but as it was divided, emotional, exhausted, and searching for meaning. The idea of a single national story fractured into millions of personal ones. Each person filtered the video through their own experiences, fears, and beliefs. Some saw injustice that confirmed generations of pain. Some saw chaos threatening order. Some saw tragedy without villains. Some saw an opportunity for change. And some simply turned away, overwhelmed by it all. Yet beneath the noise, something quieter was happening. In community centers and living rooms, people began talking differently. Not louder, but slower. Not to win, but to understand. Former strangers shared personal stories that statistics had never captured. A retired officer spoke about fear and responsibility. A young student spoke about feeling invisible. A mother spoke about raising children in a country that felt unpredictable. These conversations didn't trend, they weren't recorded, but they mattered. Months later, the video stopped appearing in headlines. Another story replaced it, then another. That's how the news cycle worked. But the impact didn't disappear. It lingered in changed laws, in rewritten training manuals, in classrooms where history felt suddenly closer, heavier, and unfinished. It lingered in people, too. Some friendships never recovered. Some families learned how to argue and still love each other. Some individuals found purpose they didn't know they were searching for. Others felt deeper distrust, convinced nothing would truly change. The woman who filmed the video eventually spoke publicly again. She didn't sound like a hero. She sounded tired. She said she wished the moment had never happened, but since it did, she hoped it wouldn't be wasted. That was the question America was left with. Would this viral moment become just another chapter in a long list of forgotten outrages? Or would it mark a turning point, a painful but necessary step towards something better? There was no single answer. America had never moved forward in unison. It lurched, argued, resisted, and redefined itself again and again. Progress, when it came, was uneven and incomplete. But one thing was undeniable. A few seconds of video had forced a nation to pause and look at itself. Not through slogans or speeches, but through raw, uncomfortable reality. It showed that beneath the flags, the ideals, and the confidence, America was still wrestling with who it wanted to be. The moment didn't destroy the country. It didn't save it either. It challenged it, and long after the video stopped playing, that challenge remained, quiet, unresolved, waiting for what would come next.